Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's English live stream. My name is Robin Shaw. I'm a Canadian teacher and I'm here to help you improve your English. So this is a good place to ask questions and hopefully I can answer your questions. Anyway, I'm just setting up here. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to change that to this. Let's check how many subscribers. Oh, we passed 3,000 subscribers. Doesn't really matter. But anyway, thank you for the new subscribers. I like to see a lot of interest in my live streams, and I'm very happy that the channel is growing, but I think we can grow some more, right? We can get more serious students. I like the serious students, the students that come here regularly and ask questions. I like those kind of students. Anyway, let's take a look at the chat room to see who is here. Man, this is Dejanabu. So yesterday I heard Esther saying your first name. I usually skip your first name and just say Diallo Dejanabu. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great today, guys. I feel fine. My throat is 99%. I hope I can keep my voice for the remainder of this live stream. Hello, Layla. Good to see you here. Andre, hello. Prakar. Wow. You know, Prakar, I really wish I had more time to talk to you. You seem like a guy I would be friends with if we were in the same town. I hope we could meet one day. That would be really cool. Well, a lot of you I hope I can meet one day. Lolly, hello from France. Magna M. Rohan Pathak. Carrie Page, he says, you look great today. Carrie Page, I look great every day. Sorry. Andre, I'm happy. Use back on your feet. Yeah, I'm back on my feet. So that is an idiom. Back on my feet, which means healthy again. I'm back on my feet. Sleepwalker, hello. Tika, Karib, oh, there's lots of people here. I'm doing fine. Anfel. And Tika is asking the first English question. Remember, guys, that's why we're here. You ask the English questions, and I give out the awesome answers. Well, I try to give out awesome answers. Tika asks, what's the difference between I like it and I do like it? Okay, now I'm pretty sure I do like it is more of a spoken expression. We don't write I do like it. So if you're writing something, you're going to say I like it. But sometimes the native speaker will say I do like it, and we add the do more for emphasis. They mean the same thing. But we would just add the do for emphasis, just to say, oh, I do like it. Rendell, hello. Oh, look at this name. Kong Tai Tin. Oh, geez. I don't even know what to call you. Kong Tai Tin. That's not a name. There's random letters. That's a big name. I'm sorry, I don't know what to call you. I'll just call you big name. Joanne, hi, I'm fine. Billy's here. All right, guys, get those questions in. All right, the D is silent. Jenabu. Jenabu Diallo. Am I pronouncing your last name correctly? Jenabu Diallo. Miguel Cruz. Hello. Any English questions? Oh, Kareem. What's the difference between learning and studying? Good question. I think there's more of a sense. They mean basically the same thing, but learning is kind of you use it for a bigger topic. Like I'm learning English. If you say I'm learning English, that means you're studying or wait. You're learning the English language. All right. If you say I'm learning English, I'm learning the English language. So that's kind of a big topic. If you say I'm studying English, that kind of means right now, tonight, I'm going to study English. So that's one sense between learning and studying. So for the topic, we might use learning, and then if you're focusing on it tonight or this week, you might say, I'm studying English. I'm studying English today. You probably wouldn't say I'm learning English today. You would just say I'm learning the English language, or I'm going to study English today. That's one sense. There's probably other ways or other differences between learning and studying. I can't really think of them right now, but I'm going to use another example. So if I said I'm learning what am I learning? So I'm learning, I'll just say I'm learning already my mind is gone after 6 minutes. I'll use another language. If I said I'm learning Chinese these days, all right, I'm learning Chinese these days, but I'm studying for my Chinese test tomorrow. So I'm studying is more focused on the now. What am I doing now? I hope my explanation helps you to understand a little bit of the difference between learning and studying. But generally speaking, they mean the same thing. Mahila, Pame, hello. I've had to do that. Is this correct? That's correct, Rohan. Robin, you've asked already, but why? I've answered already, but why British Culture Organization marks 2 weeks holiday? All right, I'll check that right now. He's asking about 2 weeks holiday. That's usually we don't write that. That's more of a spoken expression. That's why it's a little confusing. I know this, but I'm trying to get the weeks. All right, I'm not sure about the. I'm getting oh, you guys are wondering what's happening. Sorry for the delay. But this question's important. We need an answer. Because there's a difference between American and British, I think, because I'm getting conflicting answer. All right, this is the best answer I'm going to give, just because the time. I think the rule, if we want to use it, we're forming it as an adjective here. What kind of holiday? A 2-week holiday. We need this hyphen, no S, a 2-week holiday. But you're asking 2 weeks holiday. We might need that apostrophe here. All right, so I think we're going to use that for there, 2 weeks holiday. That's all I can see on the internet to answer that question. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly. A 2 weeks holiday. This makes sense. This makes sense. All right, I gotta move on. Sorry, thank you guys for. He's been asking me this question all day, so I had to give him an answer. All right, Layla, his speech was truly over the top. The movie is really over the top. Refers to something too exaggerated. Yeah, it's an idiom. You're right. Yeah, Layla, over the top is exaggeration. Jenabu Diallo. Lolly love you love Lolly Lovey. Lolly says I love grammar. You're crazy. Who loves grammar? I do not love grammar. Layla Robin, sometimes I try to talk to my sister in English, although she doesn't know it. But I want to practice speaking skill. I want to practice my speaking skill. I know that's not enough. What do you think? If your sister doesn't understand, I mean, you can practice it. It's good. You're probably how old is your sister? I'm not going to say no, Layla, unless it's bothering your sister. If your sister is fine, keep speaking English. But if she's irritated by you always speaking English, maybe it's not going to be good for your family relationship. I don't know. But I would say it's fine. Rendell, I've seen this on a video on YouTube. Okay. Have you a pencil? No, I haven't. Yeah, that can be correct. Only spoken, though. I would say, do you have a pencil? Do you have a pencil? But some people might say, have you a pencil? No, I haven't. That can work. Tika, is it correct? If I were you, I would buy that car. Yes? Anvil, teacher, what is the difference between vacation and holiday? I think I said that in a previous video. Sometimes vacation and holiday mean different things, and sometimes they mean the same thing, all right? Holiday, vacation. So sometimes they can mean the same thing. So you can say, oh, I'm going to take a holiday, or I'm going to take a vacation. Next month, I'm going to take a holiday. Next month, I'm going to take a vacation. And that time, they can mean the same thing. But holidays generally mean the special days of the year, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever holidays in your country. On the calendar, all the red days are usually holidays. And those are not vacations. So holidays, sometimes vacation holiday, but holidays usually mean the special days for everyone. Layla, Robin offers a lot of sacrifices for others people. Is my sentence correct? No. Let's fix it. Layla supports this channel very well, so I'm going to support Layla very well with her questions. All right, you're starting with me, Robin. offers a lot of sacrifices. Now your verb is offer and your noun is sacrifices. And I'm going to change the noun sacrifice to the verb sacrifice. So I'm going to use sacrifices as a verb to make your sentence. So I cut out offers. Just Robin sacrifices a lot. And then I used a lot. Robin sacrifices a lot for. That's correct. Good. A lot for. That always goes together. A lot for. And then you put others, people. People is already plural. One person and then two people. So we don't need this S here. We can just say other people. This is your sentence. This is what you're trying to say. Thank you. I'm glad you recognize my sacrifice. Instead of watching Korean dramas right now, I am teaching you guys English. Indra Thapa. Okay. Interesting question, Indra. Excuse me. You asked almost 10 minutes ago. Sorry for the wait. What is the difference between awake and wake? All right, so I'm awake. It's, how else would you use that? Is there any other? I don't know. Anyway, I'm awake. So I am awake. This is going to be what part of the sentence? This is going to be your adjective. I'm awake. That means I'm not asleep. You put it with wake. Wake is usually with wake up. Wake up. So this means, of course, you're sleeping and then you're not sleeping. You gotta wake up. So I wake up. Now I'm awake, not sleeping. Now to use wake, sometimes we can just use wake, but it's better just to stick with wake up, which is a verb. Wake up. That's your verb. That's your adjective. Carno, Antonio, how about popular and famous? Interesting. Popular, you guys are asking about a lot of differences between the words today. Well, famous is usually for a person. So like Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, these people are famous actors. Popular is something that is everyone knows about. So, for example, iPhones are a popular phone. Okay, we wouldn't say iPhones are a famous phone. We can say iPhones are famous, but that's a little awkward. We would say iPhones are popular. So use popular, like if I'm trying to find the rule. I don't want to check Google. So if I was talking about a movie like Marvel, Avengers, Endgame, that movie is very popular right now. All right. So I'm going to describe things like movies, restaurants. That restaurant is very popular. It's very busy. And then I'm going to use famous for more people. But they mean this generally the same thing. The difference between popular and famous is not 100% clear. Sometimes they can mean the same thing. Sleepwalker, another comparison between words specially and especially. Especially and especially. I've done this 100 times. They mean the same thing. I prefer to use especially, but they mean the same thing. Layla, could you please this word? Or could you explain this word, please? Could you explain? We need the verb. Could you please this word? There's no verb. Could you explain this word, please? Could you please? Okay, I think you forgot the verb. Could you please explain this word? Could you explain this word, please? So you're asking about the order of explain. Both of those sentences work if you have explain. We can change the order. Ines, hello. Grace. Hi, Grace. Joyen. My working contract will be finished after 4 months. You said working contract. Now, everyone look at Joyen. She says, my working contract. Usually a contract is always a work, not always, but I'm going to guess your contract is a work contract. So I don't think we need this word. So I would just say my contract will be finished. Future tense will be finished. Now you can use two. You can say 4 months later. After 4 months. So when we're speaking English, a lot of native speakers are going to use this style. A lot of native speakers are going to use this style. Now there's probably a rule. Which one is correct? And I'm going to search for the rule because I long forgot the rule. That doesn't help me. They're the same. I can't find any rule, so you could say my contract will be finished 4 months later. After 4 months, it's the same. Don't worry about it. Lolly, I love grammar. I love grammar. Magna, could you please tell the main difference between affect and effect? Well, affect, yeah, this is confusing to native speak. Affect is the verb, and effect is the noun. So this affects everyone. That's a good special effect. I'm not going to go to the board, but just you got to realize that one is usually a verb, effect, and effect is a noun. So you have to treat it like that. Thong Lee, hi. Super and superb are the same way. The superb, usually that means good job. That's super. That's superb. Yeah, they can be used the same way. Kamlesh, if someone to me, get him ready. I'm not sure your question, Kamlesh. Batman's here. Get him ready. Batman's here. I am Batman's sidekick, Robin. Layla, I hate grammar so much, so I want to learn English by practicing my skills every day. Well, you practice. I'm sure you must be learning, Layla. You practice so much every day. Latha, hello. Kamlesh, okay. If someone to me, get him ready. What does it mean? Get him ready. So you have to help that person to get ready. So, for example, in the morning, your wife says about your son, get him ready for school. So you got to go into your son's room, wake him up, help him put on his clothes or shower or brushes. You have to help him to get ready to go to school. Get him ready. I think that's the meaning you're looking for. If not, keep asking. Disturb and bother. What's the difference? They're similar. You disturb me, you bother me, you irritate me. Those are synonyms. Sometimes they're used differently, but for the most part, they mean the same thing. Grace. Korean is used very different style between spoken and written. All languages are. Especially, you're using specially. Ending forms are totally different. Is English same as? Well, Grace, you already know the answer to that question. No. Tika, I'm still confused when I use have, has, had. I don't. Is it correct or not? But I try. I have your cat at my home. That looks good. Everybody has their arguments. She had her bag. Yeah, all these sentences are correct, but I don't know if if these are the correct meanings you're trying to express. Like she had her bag. Usually we would say she had her bag when she went to the store. She had her bag when she left her house. Something like that would help using had. Grace, I don't watch Korean drama. That was a joke. Anyway, back to Tika. Have, has, had. Keep making example sentences. Keep bringing them here. Layla, while I was auditioning for the TV show, you called me. Did I use audition in the sentence correctly? And yeah, audition. Now let's just take a moment to focus on AU words. A little bit of a pronunciation break. All right, so quickly I just threw up 3 words here, starting with AU. They all have the same sound. Audition, audience, autumn. All right, everyone, repeat after me. Audition, audience, autumn. Grace, who's your favorite Korean actress? I don't have a favorite Korean actor or actress or girl group. Girl group. Yeah. My favorite girl group is Pinkle. I went to their concert in 1999. Chang Hoon Nam. I wonder how to pronounce R well for non-native learner. Well, good question. Hoon Nam. It's an interesting thing because I've been in Korea 20 years. And when I came to Korea 20 years ago, actually Koreans had a really difficult time between R and L. Over 20 years, the English has improved. And yeah, Koreans do have a little bit difficulty between R and L, but it's much better than it used to be. So I don't really think R and L is too much of a problem. I would say 95% of the time it's not a problem, but there is sometimes it is a problem. And it's too difficult to explain by the live stream. R. So Hunam, come talk to me face to face and we'll fix that problem. Magna, I already talked about popular and famous earlier in the live stream. Grace, I hope you earn a colossal amount of money. No, that is incorrect because colossal is usually used negatively. No, I'm wrong. All right, yeah, colossal. It sounds strange to say the word, but Grace is asking about the vocabulary colossal. And colossal means very big, something that's very big. But when you said colossal amount of money, we usually don't use a colossal amount of money. And I have this feeling we usually use colossal for negative things, like you are a colossal liar. You tell so many big lies. Or you're a colossal failure. You always fail. You're a big failure. But I checked. It can be used in a positive way. Colossal can be positive. It's a colossal castle, something like that. But colossal is not so common of a word. I never use colossal. Yeah, of course I understand it, and you should understand it, and you can try using it. But I don't think it's... Yeah, everyone here, you should know colossal, but don't worry about it too much. Let's see. Yeah, you just bring in some more example sentences because we don't use it with money. Well, I've never heard it with money. Grammatically, it makes sense, but native speakers don't really use colossal amount of money, and I'm not sure why not. Grace, when you travel, do you see a travel brochure? Who looks at the travel brochure? Everything is on the internet. I look at sites like TripAdvisor for most of my information when I travel, before I travel, and when I'm traveling. Robin, I want to know, when I talk to you in WhatsApp group, although it is rarely, do you understand me? Of course I understand everything you say, Layla. And you're never talking randomly. I never felt your sentences... Layla, all of your sentences make sense. All of you... language is just is exchange of information. And Layla, when you're talking, you're giving information. I understand the information. Grace, could you tell me my pronunciation problem when I speak English? Grace, you have no pronunciation problem. Robin, are you a thorough person? Pronounce thorough. Yeah. Thorough. Oh, hello from Pamir. Pacing. Billy, I'm waiting for my mom, or I'm wait for my mom. Okay, you want to use present continuous. That is right now. What are you doing right now? I am waiting. ING. Right now. I'm waiting. What am I doing right now? I'm teaching. I'm thinking. I'm looking. I'm breathing. Anything right now has to have ING. What else am I doing? I'm sitting. Grace, I feel compelled to study English more. I feel that but that's a good word, Grace. I'm very happy that you used the word compelled. Compelled is a good word to use, and you used it correctly. I feel compelled to study English. That's actually a sentence or a word that Florin would use. He usually uses words like compelled to study Korean or German. He's using compelled, but you used it correctly too. Rohan, what is difference between on the end and at the end? Ooh. For example, put that on the end of a sentence. Put that at the end of the sentence. Well, I'm going to say right now, put that on the end of a sentence. Put that at the end of the sentence. They mean the same thing. You can use both. Sentences. If anyone complains that you're using one of those sentences wrong, bring them to me, because both of them are correct. On the end of the sentence, at the end of the sentence. But let's see if there's a rule. All right, I don't see anyone talking about in the end or on the end. If you have other examples, Rohan, bring them, because the example you put there, I'm going to say there's no problem if you used both expressions. Oh, I'm getting a sore throat, but I'll get through these questions. Layla says, being a teacher is not an easy job. Excuse my friend, he's just being silly. What is the difference between being in the first sentence and being? Both of them mean the same. You're being, you are doing. So the being is the same. You're being, I'm being a teacher. I'm being silly. So that's you got to know what does the be verb mean? And I'm being, I am in the act of that. No, there's no ajima ajashi in English. Well-known can be a synonym of famous. Yeah, it can be a synonym of famous. But, talking about myself, I am not famous. All right, I don't think I'm famous, but I think maybe I might be well known. a little bit well known. So well known means kind of people know of me, but I'm not famous. But all famous people are well known. Tom Cruise is well known. He is famous. Can you give me your WhatsApp number, please? Well, you can join my WhatsApp group. Links are below. I'm not very active in WhatsApp these days. I might close my WhatsApp groups. I don't know. I'm thinking too many people bother me every day with. Sorry, guys. Too many people bother me every day with WhatsApp. I just don't have. I'm spending hours of my day solving little problems. People moving. I want to move to this group. I don't want to move to this group. Move me back to this group. I don't like this person. I don't like that person. I got to deal with these hours every day. So the WhatsApp might come to, I might leave the groups in the future. I can't deal with all these little problems, guys. I don't know why everyone expects me to solve hundreds of people's problems every day. I try. I do try, but it is taking my time, or it's taking all my free time. And, honestly, I just want to go into the WhatsApp groups, and I just want to chat, talk to people. But so many people complaining, and there's no time to chat. Florin comes twice a week, maybe. Hello, Fanny. Layla, she approached him with a smile on her face. This is the first time anyone has approached us like that. Approach means to come near or near. Yes. Approach. Come nearer. Approach. 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 Hamza. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Hamza? Lolly lolly, I'm confused with these verbs change and exchange. I thought I talked about that on Sunday. Exchange, you usually there's two things you usually exchange. Money, so you travel to another country and you want to exchange money. You can also use change money. We also use exchange for items. You go shopping, you buy a shirt, you go home, you put on the shirt. Oh, it's too big. So you go back to the store and you would say, I'd like to exchange this shirt for another shirt. All right, exchange. So usually exchange, there's two items. That's the exchange. Two items switching. That can also be change, but change has so many other meaning or so many other ways to use change. So they're not exact synonyms. Sometimes they mean the same thing, but here, I'll try to draw it on the board. So this is all the meanings of change, and some of the meaning it can also mean to exchange. But the exchange usually only means two items exchanging $1 for the currency of another country. You exchange, this shirt is large, I want to exchange it for a small. But we can also say change money. I want to change my shirt. But there's other meanings of change that exchange doesn't. You can't use exchange. And Lolly Lolly says connection is cut. So I don't even know if they got the answer. Ooh, Fanny. Ooh, Fanny, Fanny. Ooh, Fanny, Fanny. I'm looking at Fanny's question. I belong in you. You guys see my eyes lighting up. It's very interesting. All right, Fanny. I hope you are listening. So I belong to you. To you. This is the I'm yours. I belong to you. I'm yours. That's what you want to say to your lover, to your boyfriend, to your husband. Now this one, this is this is more of a sexual expression. So Fanny, we don't want to say this one. All right, you got to be very, very careful with this expression because it's a sexual expression. I belong in you. So be careful with that, Fanny. So what is the meaning? It's talking about sex. You want to use this one. This one is safe. This one is more sexual. I don't want to explain in detail because I'll get very shy. Grace, yeah, I get international calls every day. Anvil, are you married, teacher? I'm not married. Oh, Hamza asked, teacher, can you pronounce? I'm always clearing my throat before I pronounce. So here, it's the same sound. Yeah, so that's the same sound. Here. Here. And then you have hair. And her. Oh, no E, no E. All right, so everyone repeat after me. Here, 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 hair, air, hair, ear, here, her, her, here, hair, her, here, hair, her. Hope that helps, Hamza. No, Robin, don't leave the group. Alexandra, I have in Brazil one WhatsApp group to learn English together. Grace, are you going to be vanished in the group? No way. Hardworking teacher. Thank you, Sleepwalker. I joined WhatsApp group. Okay, Billy. Sadiq Nomani, welcome back. Layla, had you ever visited Saudi Arabia before your trip in 2008? No, I hadn't before there before. No, I hadn't. I haven't been there before. Have you? No, I haven't been. I hadn't been there before. Oh, you're asking me. I'm going to say I haven't been there before. But that doesn't mean my grammar is correct. I hadn't been there before. That doesn't sound right. I'm just gonna say I haven't been there before. So have no. So yeah, okay, Layla, I understand now. Your problem is you're starting with had. Don't start with had. Just have. Have you ever? Have you ever? No, I haven't. That's your question. Have you ever? No, I haven't. Thanks for the lesson, Robin. Say hello to Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Hamza, what's the difference between work, job, career? Well, Hamza, there's sometimes they mean the same thing, and sometimes they're used very differently. So generally speaking, they're all the same topic. I have work, I have a job, I have a career. Now, if I'm working at the fast food restaurant part-time, that's not a career. All right? So we'll get rid of career right away. Career is your long-term job. 10 years, 20 years, that's your career. Long-term job. So working part-time at the fast food restaurant is not a career. It is a job, it is work, but it's not a career. I'm a teacher. That's my career. It's my job, it's my work. Work and job, they mean the same thing, but depending on what kind of sentence you're trying to use, they can mean the same thing, or they might be used in a different way. So, for example, well, work, you got to be careful because it's also a verb, right? I work. Now, in a sentence, I go to work, and that work is a noun, you wouldn't say I go to job. I go to my job. You would use it that way, but they mean the same thing, all right? So a little bit of grammar difference in how they used. But Hamza, you would have to bring in some sentences because basically they mean the same thing. There's probably some confusing sentences you're thinking of. Bring them in. Layla, oh Robin, I'm so sorry because I can't, the WhatsApp group. Layla, I will always talk to you on WhatsApp. Don't worry about that. Layla, I will always talk to you on WhatsApp. Oh, Florin is here. Hello, Florin, we missed you. Grace, I think I want to start to study English again at level 0. Because I feel sometimes very confused. No, Grace. Just keep going. Grace, you're always... Let's teach an idiom quickly. This is how I want it. Let me make sure I'm teaching correctly. So, yeah, when Grace, she's always complaining about her English. She always has low confidence. So, Grace, I would say, Grace, you're always I hope that's on the board. So, Grace, you're Oops. Almost had a big grammar mistake. Grace, you're always beating yourself up. All right. So this is an idiom, beating yourself up. So that means you're always attacking yourself. So you always, oh, I'm bad. Oh, I'm terrible. Oh, I don't understand. Oh, I'm not getting better. All right. You're beating yourself up, Grace. Grace, this is your habit, and you're always saying these negative things in the live stream, and you don't need to say those things, Grace. You got to start to think from right now, Grace, positively. All right. I study English. I am improving my English. I am getting better. Of course, you're not perfect. I almost made a major grammar mistake here. That would have been embarrassing. I'm not perfect, right? I make mistakes. So, Grace, I think English is not your problem. So, if I was counseling you, I am counseling you now. I would say before we get to the English studying, let's work on your attitude. So, teacher is complaining about your attitude, Grace. You got to keep that positive attitude. Thinking I have to go back to level 0, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you. It's wasting time, Grace. Keep climbing that mountain. Don't go back to the bottom of the mountain. You're already so high in the mountain. Keep going up that mountain, Grace. If you're confused, I'm here to help. That's why I'm here, Grace. So keep going, Grace. Remember, I'm climbing that mountain with you. All right? So you're climbing up. I'm right there beside you, trying to get you up the mountain. And I don't want to go back down and help you again to get up. Let's keep going together. Grace, to whom you belong, whom do you belong to? Whom do you belong to? To whom you belong. Madi, hey gays, you can't say gays. You have to say guys, hey guys, because if you say hey gays, that means we're all gay, homosexual. I'm not gay. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not gay, so please say hi guys. Madi, welcome. Alexander, what's the difference between yet and still? All right, so Alexander, you should bring me in example sentences so I don't have to think of example sentences. Let's get some example sentences. I don't want to write that on the board. These sentences are long. All right. Well, I'm going to give you a quick answer. I don't want to write example sentences on the board. Sorry, Alexander. It's already been an hour. I'm starting to get tired. Yet and still. So when we're using, let's say, yet, that's usually at the end of a sentence. I'm going to start with yet. You want to talk about something that is expected to happen. So if I said you haven't, I'll give you an example. You haven't finished your homework yet. So if I add the yet, that means it hasn't happened yet. The yet would mean I expect it to happen. And still, it's very similar. Something hasn't finished. So some action hasn't finished. If I said like the bus still hasn't come, that means the action of the bus coming still didn't happen. Now, sometimes still and yet mean, of course, they mean the same thing. Something hasn't happened. So most of the time, still and yet, they're going to mean generally the same thing. It hasn't happened. So if you want to go into more detail, you got to bring me the example sentences. So it helps me to explain. All right, I'm going to write stop. No more questions after the stop. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired because my explanation of yet and still was terrible. Layla, she's a very impressive public speaker. I'm not sure impressive doesn't mean ashamed. No, impressive means very good. That's impressive. That's very good. Fanny, why is it only different in to and in, but change the meaning very differently? Those prepositions change the meaning. Prepositions, that's the purpose of prepositions, to change the meaning of expressions. So, yeah, be careful. Magna, instead of using so do I, can I use me too? Sure, no problem. Robin lives in a very colossal house. He is a very colossus for us. Because of him, is getting the camera. No. Okay, I'm gonna pop in here. Colossal. These are the colossal liar and colossal failure. That's usually how I heard colossal, and I don't use it, but that's usually how I heard it. So Grace, I haven't used or heard colossal enough to be an expert on that vocabulary word. It's just not something I hear very often. So you're very eager to use it, and that's great, but I think it's not common enough to just try and make sentences like to describe anything as big. Because natives, grammatically, it makes sense, but native speakers usually don't use colossal for just to mean big. They don't use it for everything. They use it in specific cases. For me, I've heard it used for he's a colossal failure, he's a colossal liar, something like that. When I see your sentence, Robin lives in a very colossal house, grammatically, it's correct, but I've never heard it used that way. Okay, so if I've never heard it used that way, that can mean two things. Just I haven't been around people who use colossal, or it's never used that way. So Grace, I would suggest I'd ask you, where did you see that word, and how was that word used? So did you see it in a book, and how did they use it in the book? Which one is more formal? So do I is formal. Follows the grammar rule. But I don't think you should think of so do I and me too as formal or informal. Just use any of them. Nobody cares about so do I or me too. All right. Hamza, I'm working as a technical office engineer and I love my career in engineering. I hope to have a new job suitable with being teacher, like this teacher. So I was working. You're using work as a verb, ing. I love my career in engineering. That's correct. I have a new job. Yeah, we use that. All right. Yeah, those your spelling is a little problem, but how you're using the language looks good. Holy moly. Hamza. Hey guys. Thanks, teacher. I am a woman and I am proud of that. Yes. Prakar. Oh, Prakar just has a heart. Fanny, Rob and I can speak and write even though I'm not too good in English, but when I took an English test, it's hard to fill out the test questions. Well, tests are tests. They mean nothing. when I teach at my college, I have some students that have studied in other countries. Sometimes they lived years in other countries, and their English is really high level. But when they take my tests, they don't get good scores. So if they don't get a good score on my test, does that mean their English is not good? No, 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 no. It just means my tests are difficult. Don't judge your English by a test, a written test. The only way to judge your English is to talk to a native speaker or someone else in English. If they understand you, your English is perfect. If they have problems understanding you, you need to improve your English. And Fanny, when I read your sentences, I understand you. I am still waiting. But in this sentence, I don't think it. What are you talking about, Grace? Sometimes I forget, I'm talking about different topics. I'm talking about 5 topics a minute, so sometimes I forget what we're talking about. Can you clarify your question, Grace, or remind me what we were talking about? Yeah, yet is usually tagged on the end. To me versus for me. Those are very similar. Bring in some sentences. You guys really have to provide, some of you, like the experienced students, they are providing example sentences like Grace and Layla and Fanny. But others, you got to bring in some example sentences. You can't just throw in some words, explain it all, Robin. Help me out here. Hamza, thank you. Thank you. Jenabu. Layla, Sleepwalker, Magna, hello, or more, thank you and goodbye. Will you do live stream tomorrow? Yeah, I should be here. Oh, colossal waste of something. Yes, that could be used that way. A colossal waste of time. This live stream is not a colossal waste of time. Yeah, we can use it, waste of time. That's another way we can use colossal. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching tonight's live stream. And any new people, welcome. Yeah, this is work for me. Sometimes I give good answers, sometimes I give terrible answers. And always after the live stream, when I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, why did I give such a terrible answer to that question? I always feel guilty. Anyway, I'm doing my best here, guys. And the WhatsApp groups, that's going to change in the future because I'm scared to look at my phone. I'm scared to open WhatsApp because there's 100 people asking me to do something for them. And, I like to help people, but, oh, it's terrible. Like, there's just messages and messages and messages and groups and phone calls. I never answer the phone. Don't call me. Only message, please. Yeah, Grace, Layla, you guys are not the problem. You're not the problem. But, Grace and Layla, I want to come into the group. I want to chat with you. I want to joke with you. I want to find out what's going on in your life. But to get to that group, I have to go through a lot of sticky messages and problems. And so I got to clean that up. And the way to clean that up is I have 4 groups, and I might reduce the 4 groups to 1 private group. 1 private group for only the people that support the channel. So I'll think about that. Anyway, see you tomorrow.